Good morning, Yankees universe. KOD Nation, stand up, and you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Friday edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. This Friday, July 22nd, 2022. How are you? But no, really, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. 100%. This Friday, I just wanted to start it off with just a few quick shout outs. Shout out to my guy Jason from 161 River Ave. He came on to the show. He was he was 100%, himself, which I always love. Plugging us on his channel as well. We have a lot of subscribers who came over. So if you are one of those new subscribers, hit that like button, comment down below. If you're somebody who just breezing through, the Yankees had a tough 2-game loss against the Houston Astros. I know. Just like we did before we left to the All-Star break last week. I need my Yankee fans out there. Let's do this together. Let's do a collective sigh. So one more time, breathe in 4, release on 6. Tough loss against the Houston Astros, right? Especially coming right out of the break. And it's like whenever we go back and forth with the Houston Astros, right? It seems like it comes down to the ninth inning. For game 1, we came back, tied it up in the ninth inning, lost in the extras. Game 2, we was trying to make that comeback. The comeback was there, but we fell a little bit short. My man Keith, good morning, sir. Jiggerman Porto, good morning, sir. Hope everybody's doing good. But we got a special show today, right? We're going to break down both of the games from yesterday, the doubleheader. I'm going to have my guy Frankie on to help me out. Around 11:45, I'm going to have my guy BX Bomber come through. And then later on around 12 o'clock, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And then people just come on in. Let's have a conversation for about 30 minutes. It's a Friday. We got the Baltimore Orioles later on tonight. I think why not make this Friday a barbershop episode? Let's go to the barbershop on this Friday. All right, but that's later on. I need a rant for a little bit before we continue. Because with these 2 games that we lost against Houston, right? Hopefully, these 2 games that we lost, it's a wake-up call. A wake-up call for who, you might ask? A wake-up call for this front office. Because I'm going to need my man Brian Cashman to get his act together. I'm going to need my man Brian Cashman to go out there, make the moves he has to make. Because right now, the way this team is set up, I'm not sure if this team is built to beat the Astros in the playoffs. I know a lot of us thought we could, but these last 2 games, it was a wake-up call, and it was a reality check. 100% a reality check. The way this team has been playing, there's no excuse. No excuse, especially against the Houston Astros. I'm bringing my man Frankie in a little bit. Let me just continue this rant. Now, we have the trade deadline coming up. Luis Castillo has to be a Yankee. Whether it's a combination of Juan Soto, Ian, regardless what the situation is, how we figure it out, the Yankees need to either go out there, get Juan Soto, get Ian Happ, but we need to make some additions to this team, right? There's no reason at this point Joey Gallo should even touch a starting lineup. Joey Gallo should be a 4th, 5th outfielder coming in for late defense. That's it. Coming out of an All-Star break, a doubleheader coming out of an All-Star break. Who does this? Who schedules this? Rob Manfred, are you serious? Coming out of the All-Star break, you're gonna have a team play a doubleheader? Was it really a break? Was it really a break? Now, granted, Joey Gallo is not the reason we lost game 1 or game 2. I 100% get it. But he's not going to give you extra brownie points. He's not going to give you that extra punch to win the game, whether it's game 1 or game 2. No. We only scored 2 runs in game 1. What's up with sitting Anthony Rizzo in game 2? We just came back from an All-Star break. He had a few days off to rest. We DH Judge both games. DH Judge one game, let him play the field the other game. There should be no reason Joey Gallo was in the starting lineup. Hell, if you're going to put Joey Gallo, you might as well put Tim LeCastro in the starting lineup over Joey Gallo in game 1. It was just a head scratcher. And then Aaron Boone came out. And then Aaron Boone said, I'm not worried about it. I only worry about it in October. And which is true. It doesn't matter and it doesn't count until we get to October. But we need some energy going into October. We need some confidence going into October. We can't lose every other series the rest of the year or every other game for the rest of the season to the Houston Astros and expect that in October, you know what? We're going to flip the switch on the Houston Astros. And you know what? We're going to start winning games. You can't expect that. You have to build a momentum in the regular season. Now, over the weekend, right? Over this weekend, I'm going to take some time, put together some notes. But Monday's episode, it's going to be a special episode. Monday's episode is going to be dedicated to the whole Juan Soto fiasco. I'm going to come up with some scenarios. I'm going to lay it out how the Yankees can sign and trade for Juan Soto and still keep Aaron Judge and still keep Garrett Cole and still have Giancarlo Stanton on the team. So over the weekend, I'm going to do my deep dive. I already started it last night. That's why I'm so confident. So over this weekend, I'm going to do my deep dive. I'm going to get all the numbers I need to when it comes to the contracts and the money that's already on the books, potentially future contract, what's it going to be for Judge and Soto. But I'm going to do that over this weekend. And Monday's episode is going to be a sweet one. I'm going to lay it out for Brian Cashman, how the Yankees need to trade for Juan Soto and how the Yankees can sign Juan Soto, keep Aaron Judge, still have Garrett Cole, and still have Giancarlo Stanton on this team. So keep an eye out for Monday's episode because I guarantee you it's going to be a sweet one. It's going to be a good one. Oh, my man Keith said, I got some words for Rob Manfred. A doubleheader after the... Thank you. Thank you. It's supposed to be an all-star break. These players are supposed to get a day off, couple days off, but coming right back into it, you got to play a doubleheader in Houston for the Astros. But what is going on? And then also too, because of the time difference, however, it was actually a 12 o'clock game that started in Houston. And then the Yankees, for some reason, the Yankees broadcasting had a total meltdown yesterday during game 1. Not sure if anybody saw it, but if you got like the Yankees, the Yes app, right? If you got the Yes app and you're trying to watch the game and you're tuning into the game, boom, was no game. Was no game. You think the Yankees would or the Yes, the Yes organization or the Yankees will send the email to people to let people know, hey, if you're having problems with the Yes app, just switch it over to SAP and you'll be able to figure it out. Not everybody's first thought is let me go on Twitter and see what's going on. Thank God I live on Twitter. Thank God I have no life that I'm on Twitter seeing what's going on out there. But yeah, it was a bit confusing yesterday. Trying to figure out what's going on with this game, when's it started, what channel is it going to be on. But yeah, it was confusing. But like I said, the Yankees need to figure it out. Brian Cashman, and I've said this, a lot of people have come at me for saying this, and Brian Cashman, we trust. And Brian Cashman, we trust, right? That's what I like to preach, right? But after these 2 games, and randomly, I guarantee you this. If it was reversed, I guarantee you this. If for some reason we would have swept these 2 games against the Houston Astros, I guarantee you the front office probably wouldn't have came out and be like, oh, we don't have to make that drastic of a change. This team is still good. No, we needed to lose those 2 games in Houston. So this could be a wake-up call to the front office, to Brian Cashman, to Hal and his shareholder friends. Make a move. Make a move. You can't be afraid to spend money anymore. Nowadays, the big market teams is spread around. Yes, you got your lower barrel teams that are afraid to spend money, but now the Dodgers are not afraid to spend money. The Padres aren't afraid to spend money. The Mets aren't afraid to spend money. The Yankees need to stop being afraid to spend money. Guarantee you, if George was alive this day, if George Steinbrenner was alive today, this morning, Brian Cashman would have been fired. This morning, Aaron Boone would have been fired. If George Steinbrenner was alive today and was a George Steinbrenner from the 70s and 80s, after a 2-game sweep to the Houston Astros, coming back off an all-star break, right out of an all-star break, we lost 2 games to the Astros. You go tell me George Steinbrenner wouldn't have had heads rolling in the front office? Now, you say, oh, that's a bit dramatic. Yes, it's a bit dramatic. But I guarantee I put everything I have in my bank account. I bet everything I can. If George Steinbrenner was alive today, Brian Cashman would have been fired last night. Aaron Boone would have been fired last night after the game. Wake up. Just like Jigga Man said right here. Wake up. Brian Cashman needs to wake up. And then another thing. Whose bright idea was it to start Domingo Germán in game 2 in a series versus the Houston Astros? Who decided that was a good move? We got a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. You don't think it would have been better to give Domingo Germán a start in that series? Automatically, his first start of the season coming off the IL, you put him to face the Houston Astros, Domingo Germán, which when translated into English, it's German Sunday. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna have the German Sunday start the first game of the season against the Houston Astros and expect him to win in game 2 after losing game 1? It makes no sense. If you guys think that I'm just talking to the wind, put it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it made sense to start Domingo Germán in game 2, his first game of the season? I don't know. And then you got JP Sears, who came in after him and looked a lot better than him. You got to tell me you couldn't start JP Sears and have Domingo Germán come in from the bullpen? It was just a ultimate head scratcher. I just want to know. I truly wish that either me or anyone in this chat or even my man Frankie, I wish any of us could be a fly on the wall, right? In Brian Cashman's office or in Aaron Boone's little office to understand the logic of why they decided to start Domingo Germán, the German Sunday. But I'm going to need some help for this, right? So you guys know my man Frankie, the Joey Gallo stan himself. He always comes through. He comes through clutch. He helps us out. I had to send the bat signal last night. It was like 2 a.m. when I'm trying to get trying to get my notes ready for the show. I needed Frankie to talk me off the ledge. So I'm going to bring Frankie in so we could break down the disaster that was yesterday. Frankie, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How's your father? Is your father okay?
He got home from work last night, right before the 2-run home run that made it 7-2.
Oh God! Oh God!
He just walked back out of the kitchen. He said I can't watch.
Don't blame him. I don't blame him whatsoever. I'm gonna ask you this, Frankie. Please try to find a silver lining, because that's one thing we like to do. Frankie, please, if you could find any reason in your head, right, in your pretty little head underneath all that hair you have on your head, can you please try to find a reason? Does it make sense to start Domingo Germán in game 2 of a doubleheader, his first game of the season? You are a pitcher yourself, so let me know if this was a good decision.
No, not at all. I think big part, like, everyone's rested in our rotation, right? I don't know why we're not starting Garrett Cole in one of those 2 games to start off with. He's fully rested. He's healthy. You know what I mean? He hasn't pitched in what 5 days, 6 days.
Yes, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yeah. What's today? Today's Friday. He could have Thursday after pitching on a Sunday. You know what I mean, like, I think Montgomery threw. Was Montgomery? Yeah, Montgomery threw well in the first game. But Herman, there's just no reason to start him. Like you could have thrown J.P. Sears. You could have thrown Cole. You could have thrown any other starter in our rotation, not named Domingo Herman. If I'm not wrong, that's his first game of the year.
Yeah, it's his first game of the year.
I was a head scratcher. He gave up 5 runs. Like, come on. J.P. Sears came in and threw really well.
Yeah, and the 3 innings that Sears pitched, he did throw really well. It was just, to me, it was just the ultimate. And then also as well, in a doubleheader, you want to win the first game, right? That's the ultimate goal. Win the first game, and if 50-50 chance, you win game 2, right? You're supposed to try to win game. Why wasn't Stanton in the lineup for game 1? He just won the All-Star MVP. You need to win game 1 against the Astros, and you sit Stanton.
That was a bad move. And then they sat Rizzo game 2,
which was even more of a head scratcher.
Why are you resting guys?
Anthony Rizzo, what did he do over the All-Star break? He didn't go nowhere.
He was sitting on his couch for 5 days.
Eating some calzones.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything. Like, yeah, I was.
Bro, honestly, it was and I was doing a watch along with BX Sports Jedi, and it was a head scratcher.
It was. I was like, just Herman pitching there was one of the worst decisions of the year. I just don't understand. I don't think I'll ever understand why Domingo Herman started that second game.
It's hold on one second. I'm just trying to find this one graphic. But yeah, no, bro. It was while it was going on, I couldn't understand it. The chat couldn't understand it. We were trying to figure out why. And then so it's tonight. We have Jameson Taillon going against the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gonna tell me logic says that Taillon's been struggling his last few starts, and 6-8 starts have been inconsistent.
Yeah.
I can live with that to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree. But the fact that Clark Smith is still in the minors, he hasn't been called up when he should be called up. He should be up here, right? If I can find some type of silver lining, Jonathan Lasagna had a solid 1-2-3 when he came. And Chapman also had a solid 1-2-3 inning. Chapman struck out 2 guys, so it was decent. That's the only thing I could point that was okay. But and we've talked about this, Joey Gallo should not sniff a starting lineup.
Nope, not at all. Not for the rest of the year. I don't want to see him anymore. I just can't. I just can't watch him anymore.
No, and granted, he's not the reason we lost game 1.
No.
He's not the reason we lost game 2, right? He's not the reason. But when we lose, we're taking our frustrations out on Mr. Joey Gallo.
Yeah, he's like the punching bag almost. But
yeah, he really is.
Punching bag. He's in 160.
Yeah, truly is.
He's annoying to watch.
Yeah, and then I had people on Twitter, come at me for the comment I made about him last time, saying that, oh well, he's an Italian stallion. We need to keep him on the Yankees. Listen. Henderson, Nevada. I looked this up on Google. There's not one place to get a good chicken parmesan in Henderson, Nevada. Stop talking about he's Italian. He's from Henderson, Nevada.
God, Henderson, Nevada.
But let me bring in these these scorecards. Let's break this down. Let's start off with the losing Yankees. So hold on one second. Boom. So this is game 1, right? So game 1 real quick. Frankie, read down the lineup and I'll do the pitching.
So DJ, right off at third. You went 1 for 3. He actually hit the home. He hit that home run. We're going 1 for 4. I think he had a single in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Judge went 0 for 2. Carp 0 for 4. Glaber 0 for 4. Hicks went 2 for 3, but I don't want to count that 10-mile-an-hour end of the bat. But hey, he hit the ball and got the first base, so he's 2 for 3. Trevino 0 for 3, Marwin 0 for 3, and Joey Gallo 0 for 3.
And the big difference between game one, Frankie, between the Astros and us, the Astros bottom half of the lineup, their 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters, that's what killed us. Yeah, that's what won the game. Our 7 through 9 hitters were 0 for 3.
Yeah. And then Connor Falefa came in and got that single. I saw a tweet. It said he had a 100 expected batting average on that hit. But hey, I'll take it. You know, that's a big single. But we weren't able to finish it off, which was tough. But you know, I like Connor in a spot like that. He puts the bat on the ball and he's fast and he can get on base. So not a bad. It worked out.
Yeah, definitely. 1 second. Quick shout out to my guy, Uncle Chop Low. Chop Low, make sure you bring me a dish, man. It's 11:22. I'm in Dykeman. I'm pretty hungry. Make sure you come to 207 and bring me a plate of food, Uncle Chop. But yeah, the lineup yesterday, it wasn't exciting. It was, uneventful. Matt Carpenter has, as great as Matt Carpenter has been, he went 0 for 8 in both game 1 and game 2 of a doubleheader. So he may be coming back down to reality, right? Yeah. So Aaron Judge, you pointed out, he was 0 for 2, but he was the DH. Gleyber Torres was 0 for 4. And this is one thing with Gleyber Torres and DJ LeMahieu. Even though DJ was 1 for 3 in game 1 and he had a solid game 2, each time DJ and Gleyber Torres, they've been battling all season to have their batting average, get above 270. Each time they get to 270, between 270 to 280, they go on a little funk, right? Last week it was DJ LeMahieu when Gleyber Torres was hot. Now it's Gleyber Torres, now that DJ LeMahieu is hot.
Yeah.
But to the pitching side, Jordan Montgomery, Monty, he pitched 6 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts.
Great.
Albert Abreu, pretty nice for Monty and Albert Abreu. Albert Abreu pitched the inning in 2/3. He gave up no hits, no runs, no walks. He didn't strike anybody out, but that sinker was filthy. And then Michael King came in, and Michael King did the best he can, but he gave up 2 hits right off the bat, put himself in a bad situation, runner on 2nd and 3rd with no outs, almost able to wiggle out of it, but gave up that dribbler hit in the 9th and in the bottom of the 9th to let the Astros win. One thing I could say is next year when the shift is removed, that hits an out. It's an out. If it was regularly shifted, how you normally shift, how you normally lined up defensively, it would have been an out, Frankie.
Yep. And I saw on Twitter, a lot of people were like, "What? Where's Gleyber? This loss is on him. He wasn't covering second." I was like, I think I replied to every single one with the same comment. He was in right field. He was in right field. He was in short right field. He can't. There's just no way that Gleyber can get there in time to make that throw. There's just no way.
No, I don't even think Jack from the Incredibles would have been able to make it to second base in order for
with flashing in there.
Yeah, but ultimately, though, with this game 1 lineup, what was your thoughts on the lineup though, offensively?
I mean, coming off the All-Star break, I don't expect them to, be the Yankee lineup that we saw in the Boston series going into the All-Star game. But at the same time, I don't expect them to be that anemic. So, had a bright spot from DJ with the home run to right field. Had the decent day from Hicks, even though one of his hits was that little stinky hit. But hey, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Had a few bright spots, but not really much to speak about in that game. Offensively.
Yeah, offensively, there was and then, like you just said, Montgomery, solid performance from him. 6 1/3, got us into the 7th inning. And Frankie, one thing, the Yankee bats are allergic to hitting whenever Monty's pitching.
He's, I mean, they scored 5 runs in the second game, which would have won the game, the first game, and they scored 2. Like, come on.
And then in game 2, this is what got me more frustrated. Aaron Hicks with those 2 flyouts that could have been home runs. He hit them both to the deep part of the field.
Wow.
He hit them well. He hit them well. The first one, if it was Yankee Stadium, that would have been a home run. That's one thing I can admit. Yeah. That's why home field advantage is so important against the Astros in a series.
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah,
it was also nice to see. Oh my God! You remember last week I was telling you about my jinx?
About what?
About my jinx, my backwards jinx with the Yankees.
Oh yes.
Yeah. 9th inning. I said Aaron Judge. I told my dad. I said he's down to earth, and then he hit a home run. I'm telling you,
and it was a moonshot too.
Hit it over the train in left field. That was an absolute bomb.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. I'm gonna ask you from a pitching perspective, right? We talked about Monty not getting any run support. How can you speak to it from a pitcher's perspective? If you're in the middle of a season and normally your offense doesn't score runs for you, what's your frame of thought? What's your mindset going into each start?
It really gets annoying after a while because you try to do too much at one point. If the offense just isn't scoring for you, it gets like you're trying to do too much, which leads you to, I don't know, getting roughed up. So I feel like there's a lot more like inner thought to it than just, I pitched good and they didn't score. There's a lot more into it because you're trying to do too much after a while. And from personal experience, that can lead to just getting blown up. So it's a tough feeling as a pitcher, for sure. Especially on the team that's like that can score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once every game when you go out there they can't. It's like, come on, man! Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it puts the pressure on you, right? It makes like
a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, it puts the pressure on you. It how can I say this? It puts you on the microscope, so any little mistake gets amplified because of it.
You can't make a mistake, which leads to overthinking, and then
yeah. Now let's go over here to these cheating ass Astros. Bunch of bums. We had. I'll read off the lineup. You can handle the pitching part of it. We had Jose Altuve, the second baseman, 1 for 4. Jeremy Pena, the shortstop, who has taken over for Correa seamlessly, but he was 1 for 4. Kyle Tucker, the right fielder, he was 1 for 4. Alec Bregman, who I cannot stand, the third baseman, was 2 for 4. Diaz, the left fielder, was 1 for 4. Gurriel, who was the batting champion last year, but he has fallen off, but he was 0 for 4. Dubon, the center fielder, was 0 for 2. McCormick, not related to Kenny McCormick from South Park, but McCormick was 2 for 4 to DH, and Mr. Lee was 1 for 3. Now, if you look, this bottom part of the lineup, it's what killed us. Dubon got on from a walk, McCormick doubled, Lee singled, and that brought in the early runs.
Yep.
That brought in the early runs for the Houston Astros. Go ahead, Frankie. Read off the pitching.
Christian Javier pitched 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, which is high for him. And then 3. Phil Matan, 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Ryan Stanek, he's a beast. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Montero, 1 inning, no runs, no hits, no walks, no Ks. Hector Neris, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and he gave up the lead, but in the win in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, he was the winning pitcher of record. One thing I could say with Christian Javier, you brought up those 4 walks, which is uncharacteristic of him. The Yankees had Christian Javier on the ropes, damn near the first 3 innings. We had the bases loaded at one point with no outs, wasn't even able to scratch a single run in.
Nope. Yeah, there was the Carpenter line drive was killer because he felt so hard. Judge on first had no time to react, and he was like a dead bird out there. He just had Carpenter just hit that ball so hard, and Judge getting a secondary lead. That's all Gurriel needed to just step on the base.
Yep.
With that, that's unfortunate because there's really not much you can do there.
Yeah.
And then Glaber missed it by this much. That far to left Glaber had, he missed it by. God, he and he threw it well too, but he was just early on it.
Yeah.
It was like, God damn. I thought he got it at first, but no.
It was. Let me ask you right before we go into game 2.
Yeah.
If the Yankees play a 7-game series versus the Houston Astros, what's your confident level? How confident are you in a 7-game series? Could we play beat them in a 7-game series?
I saw a tweet last night posing the same question, and my answer was it's decided by August 2nd if we can beat this team in a 7-game series. It's decided by trade deadline. If we get a pitcher or if we get an outfielder, if we get both. That's what's going to ultimately decide if we can beat this team in a 7-game set. Because as of right now, I don't think we can. Honestly, they're the only team that I'm scared of from a Yankees perspective that I think we can. I think we can beat the Dodgers in a 7-game. We can beat Boston. We can beat Minnesota. We can beat Atlanta. We can beat any other team in the 7-game set except for them. And I think we're the 2 best teams in baseball. And they're 5-2 against us this year, if I'm not wrong. I think they're 5-2. They won 5 of the 7 games we've played against them this year.
No, I'm pretty. Hold on, because I thought in the beginning of the season, I think we won a series against them in the beginning of. I may be wrong, just because I'm 32 and sometimes my brain don't work like it used to when I was young. Oh, hold on, I'm going back to the beginning. Okay, March. No, that's spring training. I don't. Yeah, you may be right. Yeah. I think you're 100% right.
Yeah,
because the first series, yeah, you're right. They are 5-2 against us this year.
Unbelievable. And I don't think have we gotten blown out by them? I don't think we have.
No. We won the first game 7-6. The second game of the series of the season, they won 3-1. Then they won 3-0, and then we won 6-3 because we came back in the 10th.
Yeah. And then
in that 4-game series, yeah.
Single game in Houston we lost. I think like 2-1, and then yesterday was 3-2 and 7-5. I mean, they're not like score wise, they're not bad losses. But watching the game, they look like bad losses. Yes. Yeah. Game 2 yesterday, 7-5 was a bad loss. The no-hitter they threw against us was a bad loss.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the single game in Houston we played against them was a bad loss. We don't get blown out by Houston, but they make us look stupid. We have bad losses against them. We look dumb when we play Houston. Really, we do.
It comes down to the wire whenever we play Houston. Whenever we play Houston, it seems like we're always trailing and always trying to come back.
Yeah.
Right. And mentally, that just messes with you. Right, Frankie, if me and you was on a team and it's a team that we constantly are losing to, whether it's the playoffs these past 3 years, they always have a lead against us. We always have to come back in the 9th inning. After a while, you lose that fight. You lose that spirit to even try to come back because you're used to just losing every time.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if we've had a lead besides like a win I'll watch
No, that's what that's what I'm saying, Frankie. I think every game we've trailed,
Yeah.
we've never had a lead in any of these games, like you just pointed out.
Nope. Like, yeah, that just can't happen. You know, if we want to beat this team, like I said, we need an outfielder, and we need an outfielder or a pitcher. That's what it's going to come down to beat this team in the playoff.
Yeah, Brian Cashman, you said it. August 2nd is going to determine where this team is at moving forward.
Yep.
Period. We and then you can see the scenario, right, Frankie? If this team would have won both games, right, Brian Cashman would have woke up feeling so good about himself. Oh, I don't have to make a trade. Oh, I don't have to make a move. Oh, there's no pressure for me to make any moves. I am so happy. Yes, I'm saying it right now, the day after, but I'm so happy the Yankees lost these two games because it gives no excuse to the front office, to Brian Cashman, to allow this team be the same team moving forward. Joey Gallo, by the time he gets to the Baltimore Orioles Stadium, should get the text message that, hey, my man, you have been DFA'd. I'm sorry. We don't need your services anymore.
Yep. He's got to go. Our transactions this offseason have to start with somehow getting rid of that guy. Somehow getting him off Mike PV, getting him out of the lineup, and just saying, hey, thank you. But
I think it'd be handled by like you said, August 2nd. The Slime, I see you on my Instagram live chat. Listen, click that link in the bio, jump over to YouTube. We having a good conversation. Come into the chat, my man. But bro, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating, especially after a loss, and especially a loss to the Houston Astros, right? Let me lose to the Mets. I'd rather lose to the Mets than lose to the Astros the way I just did.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather lose to the Mets than this stupid ad. Like, they're just.
You said it. They're stupid. They're stupid.
Put in the words how annoying losing like that to them is. I just can't do it. It's just so. I would rather lose like that to the Mets. I'd rather lose like that to the Orioles for all I care. Anyone but that. It just bothers me.
Yeah, but and that's why this team, right? And we've said this last week. It doesn't matter anymore. Even if we get to the World Series, who we face in the World Series, it all matters on beating the Astros in the playoffs. Yeah. We have to beat the Astros in the playoffs. The only way this team can get to the promised land, get to where they have to go, is beating the Astros in the playoffs, right? Like we said, even if the Yankees win a World Series, right? And for some reason, the Astros get eliminated and the Yankees don't have to face the Astros, it's not going to be as satisfying as eliminating the Astros in the ALCS and going to the World Series to win. Period. It's like when you look back when Michael Jordan retired, I know I'm showing my age, but when Michael Jordan retired and you had those teams that won a championship, it really didn't mean that much because they didn't beat Jordan. They didn't beat Jordan to knock him off of his throne in order to get that championship. Like you said, elbow cough. But let's look at game 2 and let's start off with the Yankees. Let's break this down. All right, Frankie, you can read off the lineups. I'll handle the pitching.
Judge led off, was the DH. He went 1 for 4. That one hit was the home run. Gleyber went 2 for 5. He had a 2-run shot as well. Carp 0 for 3. Stanton 0 for 4. JD went 2 for 4. Hicksy went 0 for 3. IKF 1 for 4. Timmy LeCastro 0 for 2. And then Higgy went 1 for 3. Once again, just anemic. Yeah, I know he scored 5, but it was a bad 5. It was not a good 5. It was a bad 5.
Yeah, and even Josh Donaldson 2 for 4, but those two, one of them was a dribbler, and the infield play should have been made. It's Josh Donaldson needs to step up. We've said this multiple times. He's a player that needs to step up. Our record is what it is, even with Donaldson, Hicks, and Gallo in our lineup. But those 3 hitters, something needs to happen with them. But over to the pitching side, Domingo Germán The German Sunday only pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And that first inning, when he was pitching against Alvarez, something just told me, Frankie, this is going to be a home run. He
Yeah,
got the first 2 outs like it was no problem, 1, 2, 3.
and
But
then
then something told me, no, this is going to be a home run, and it was a shot to right field, to the Crawford box. I mean, to the left field, to the Crawford boxes.
yep, he's just so powerful. He can. What is scary about him? Like Judge, he hits like his home runs to right field are usually like bombs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like fly. He hits fly balls to right field.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Alvarez goes the other way to left field because he's a lefty. He goes the other way like line drive bombs. Like he
Yeah.
hits like Giancarlo Stanton opposite field home runs. But
Yeah.
he doesn't hit Yankee Stadium opposite field.
No.
He hits Crawford boxes line drive home runs. If you know what I'm trying to say.
He's playing to his ballpark, just like Judge and Stanton played to that right field porch. He's playing to that left field Crawford boxes. A lot of people give the Yankees a lot of grief, like, oh, that right field, anybody can hit a home run there. You see those Crawford boxes? It's 270. I could get off the couch tomorrow with my bad back and hips and hit a home run there as a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, they got right field in Boston too. Look at that. Like,
yeah.
that's
But
at least our right field fence is high. Like look
yeah.
at it's like I could step over that and I'm 5'6". Like, come
on. So continue it on. You had JP Sears, who came in after Domingo Germán. JP Sears, he pitched a lot better than Domingo Germán. Head scratcher. Me and Frankie both don't know why he didn't start the game. But JP Sears, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, no walks, and just 1 strikeout. Aroldis Chapman, he pitched the inning, gave up no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Jonathan Loizaga, Mr. Lasagna, he pitched the inning, gave up no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. The losing pitcher of record is Mr. Domingo Germán, the German Sunday.
Hey, like you said, bright spots were the way I think. Again, I feel like I kind of feel bad for JP Sears because he's a starter.
Yeah,
he gave up 2 runs, but he only pitched 3 innings. Like, he's a guy who can go 5-6 innings. So once again, his stats look a lot worse than they are than the way he pitched. The 1 bad pitch. Great signs from Chapman and from Loizaga.
Yeah.
Again, they look good coming into the All-Star break. Like the last 2 games, I think they both pitched and they looked good. And now first game back for both of them, they both look good. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction, and we can get the Johnny Loizaga from last year, and we can get the Aroldis Chapman that we're used to, like 2020 and before. Hopefully we get that Chapman.
Yeah, or the Chapman we had to begin the season before he got hurt and went on his his yo-yo spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan Lasagna, seeing him able to have a 1, 2, 3 is a confidence builder.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Something he needed. We've seen every start or every relief appearance he's come in, he's given up a hit, he's given up 2 hits, he's walked the guy, hasn't been able to get on a solid road to build up that confidence. Even though it was a loss, hopefully this is that building moment. This is that moment that he starts building his confidence the right direction. Same thing with Chapman. That fastball was sitting at 100 a few times last night, which is really, and he threw that splitter. I'm not sure if anybody noticed it, but he threw that splitter last night.
Yeah,
this is the first time we've seen him throw the splitter since he's come back.
Yep, and he was throwing it for strikes. So hopefully that's a good sign for a splitter. That's a good sign for his fastball. That's a good sign for him. And when Chapman and Loizaga are growing like they did last night, that's just a good sign for us as a team, because we need those guys back. I mean, our bullpen has been shaky without those guys being on top of their game. And especially with Chad Green going down a few weeks ago. Like last month with the Tommy.
Yeah, month and a half. Yeah.
We need those 2 guys to be on top of their game, to kind of fill in that role for Green while he's out. So
Yeah.
hopefully when Britton comes back, we can get half of Britton. We can get half of prime Zach Britton.
Yeah,
And
70, 80%. We get 70, 80% of Zach Britton, have him in the seventh. Even don't give him high leverage moments. Like allow him to take over from Luke for like how Lucas Licky comes in. Allow him to take over for Lucas Licky.
Yeah, he can be the new Licky guy. Yeah. So hopefully, we get a decent Britton back, and Chapman and Loaiza are going to continue to pitch the way they do. I think our bullpen will be just fine.
Yeah, same. I have faith in our bullpen.
Yeah,
I have faith that our bullpen will be fine.
Our bullpen's good. We're good.
All right, copy. Let's look over this Astros lineup real quick. So the Astros for Game 2, Jose Altuve was 0 for 4. Jeremy Pena, the shortstop, was 1 for 4. Yordan Alvarez was 2 for 4. One of them being a bomb to the Crawford boxes. Bregman as well was 2 for 4. He had a home run also, but Bregman was 2 for 4. Kyle Tucker, the right fielder, was 1 for 3. Jeremy Myers, the center fielder, was 0 for 3. JJ Matichevich was 0 for 3. He's the gentleman who got the game-winning hit in Game 1.
Yep.
McCormick was 1 for 4 in left field, and Martin Maldonado, the catcher, was 0 for 3. Now, one thing, I'm going to pause it real quick before you break down the pitching. Matichevich, right, the guy who beat us in the first game, is a guy who's batting 190, right?
Yeah.
He beat us by luck in the first game, but going back to the series, the 4-game series in Yankee Stadium, we got burnt by the same guy on 2 different occasions. So it's been 3 different occasions this season that somebody that's batting a $190 is causing damage against us. When we're going against the Houston Astros and their lineup, Matichevich is who we have to get out. McCormick is who we have to get out. Maldonado is who we have to get out. You let Alvarez, Bregman, Tucker, Pena out too. Let them beat you, not the bottom half of the inning of the lineup.
No, the bottom 4, just we can't let them beat us. We can't. Myers, Matichevich, McCormick, Maldonado. That's worse than our 6 through 9. You know what I mean? We can't let those guys beat us. We just can't. And Chas McCormick had the home run off Sears. It was a 2-run shot, and that was the difference in the game. Like as much as I like to praise JP Sears, you got to get that out. You have to. That was the game. Because then Judge hit the 3-run home run to tie it in 9. So it would have been 5-5. You need to get that guy out. He's the 8-hitter. He's Chad McCormick. You can't be giving up home runs to him. I'm sorry, you just can't.
Yeah, bro. It was hard. It was a gut punch. But break down the pitching side of it for the Astros for me.
Luis Garcia, he threw 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Bilac, I hope I'm saying that right. He threw 3 and a third, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and struck out 4. And then Rafael Montero came in, threw 2/3 of the inning, cleaning up Bilac's mess. He did give up the home run to Judge, but that was charged to Bilac. Not wrong. And then 1 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. No, Bilac must have given up the home run because he would.
Bilac gave up the whole run. Yeah.
And then he came in just to clean up the scraps. Yep. And then Luis Garcia got the win, and then Montero got the save.
And surprising to see Rafael Montero coming out of the bullpen after pitching in Game 1. So you could tell that the Astros were really trying to win that game last night. And also too, credit to Rafael Montero. Rafael Montero, this is a guy that he was one of the Mets pitching prospects when DeGrom, Zach Wheeler, Noah Syndergaard, Steven Matt, when all of them was with the Mets. Montero was supposed to be the best out of the 5, and he was the one who got injured, had to battle for his career, and he's found himself as a reliever. Credit to him.
Good for him. He's a good story.
Good for him. Only reason they even got that win last night was Matt Carpenter swinging at ball 4. That's what I'm saying. Matt Carpenter, it seems like he's coming back down to earth, swinging that ball for. But that Astros bullpen doesn't scare me that much.
No, not at all. We can hit that.
Yeah, it's just their starting pitching. It's their bullpen that doesn't scare us that much. Now, who's to say that, the same way how our front office is going to go out there and try to improve this team, who's to say the Houston Astros aren't going to do the same thing, right, Frankie?
I mean, I don't see the need for them, but at the same time, I don't put it past them trying to go out and get a starter or, geez, what do they need? I go top to bottom with that team. I just don't know what they need.
Oh, well, they could definitely
go get a reliever or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could definitely use a reliever. Definitely use an outfielder.
They could get a first baseman, I guess, because Gurriel has been slumping. But
Josh Bell.
Josh Bell, yeah, I could definitely see a Josh Bell.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like you give up on a guy like Gurriel who has the talent like him. But at the same time, like you can't. He's not as bad as Gallo, but I feel like he's kind of been there, Gallo, as to like, come on, dude. Like,
this season. This season.
Step up.
Yeah, and I think a big part of Gurriel is, is age. The age is catching up to him. He's on the downside. Exactly. Yeah, he does have the potential and does have the track record, but age catching up to him may be a sign of things to come. But he's apparently been hitting 320 for the month of July, so that's a good sign for him. See, hopefully he can carry it for the rest of the season.
He was like a 32-year-old rookie. I think he was. He was like an old rookie, Gurriel.
No. Yeah. Gurriel, he was like 27, 28 because he came over from Cuba.
He was an old rookie.
Yeah. His younger brother, I think he has a brother on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Outfielder, Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah. He has a brother for the Blue Jays. Yeah. And then there's one more brother. I think he's in the minors somewhere, or he didn't make the majors, or he had a cup of tea and wasn't that good. But okay, it's 11:52 right now. Okay, not sure where the BX Bomber's at. Not sure if he's joining us. So we're gonna switch it up right here. Throw a little curveball. So Frankie, the topic, right? Did you hear Aaron Judge? Did you hear the question?
Yeah, I did.
What's your thoughts on Aaron Judge and the question?
Just to start off, I think that was a totally an unprofessional question to ask at the All-Star game. Like, I don't know who that reporter is, but I don't want to see her again. Like, I'm sorry. She seems like a good person. I'm sorry. You just do not ask that question at the All-Star game. You don't. You don't ask about a player's future with his team at the All-Star game. I think it was rude. I think it was disrespectful, and it was totally out of place. And you don't put a guy on the spot like that, especially at the All-Star game where he's trying to enjoy himself, he's trying to have fun, and you're putting these contract talks into his mind. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Like, what? Like, why are you asking him that right now? But and now to his response, I mean, he didn't sound confident in like he was resigning because he said, yeah, buddy, there's a ton of other good Yankees. I was like, okay, whatever. That doesn't sound too good. But then he said, hopefully you'll be a Judge fan for life.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be a Judge fan, not a Yankees fan. He said, hopefully you'll be a Judge fan for life. And that kind of I kind of sat back and was like, wow, did he just say that like the way I think he meant it? Like, did he mean the way he meant, like the way I'm perceiving it? Is that how he meant it? Because the way I was perceiving it is him saying you'll always be a Judge fan was kind of him saying, hey, even if I leave, hopefully you'll always, root for me. That's what I got out of him saying that.
Yeah. The same. Hold on. Jigga Ray. It's all business at this point. Expect a lot more of the brush off answers. Yeah. when it comes to that reporter, right? I see what you're saying, right? I see what you're saying,
Yeah,
but as somebody, as a content creator, as we are, if I'm in that same situation and I'm able to ask Judge that same question, I'm going to ask him that question, right? People on the internet may come for me. They may say I'm unprofessional, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
But 9 times out of 10, right? If I was in her position, or if anybody in the Yankees Twitterverse was in her position, 9 times out of 10, they probably would have asked the same question because it's the hot button question.
I'm not.
Robin?
I'm not a fan of that question personally. I just,
But what I was saying is that
I'm totally
this
get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
no. But what I'm saying is that this is how I'm saying it. If you're Aaron Judge, right? If you're Aaron Judge, if you're the Yankees, right? You need to have a PR response ready. You
yeah,
you you
yeah,
need to have a PR. We know Aaron Judge as being the master of communication when it comes to talking with the media, when it
yeah,
comes to talking with reporters. We
yeah,
get that. Aaron Judge needs to teach a class on how to answer reporters and how to navigate New York City as an athlete. We understand that. So to see Judge give such a half-ass answer, like you said, oh well, buddy, buddy, there's a lot of great Yankees. Hopefully you'll be a Yankee fan. I'm not sure if he was just annoyed with the reporter and her questioning, or he was just off guard and that's how he truly felt.
yeah,
Yes, at an all-star break, you don't want to see that question
yeah,
asked, but Juan Soto got asked the day before during the home run derby. So if Juan Soto's getting asked the day before during the home run derby about after winning, like he won the home run derby, and they asked him with his chant, with the trophy, with the chain,
yeah.
hey, what's up with the contract extension with the Nationals? They asked him that. So as Aaron Judge, you have to have that in the back of your mind and be ready.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to be a lot more prepared and ready for that question,
yeah.
frankly.
I think he definitely could have answered it a lot better. And he's not the best talker anyway. But like,
Mhm.
come on, Judge, you gotta have a better response to that, honestly.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Now I want to ask you this question because it's going to segue into Monday, but
yeah,
I'm a bit excited about the topic. That's why I want to ask you right now. So I put it out there earlier, right? A scenario where the Yankees can trade for Juan Soto, re-sign Aaron Judge, extend Soto, and still have Garrett Cole and Giancarlo Stanton on this team. Let's lay this out right now. As a Yankee fan, right? If I was to tell you, hey, would you offer Juan Soto a 15-year contract for $520 million? Off the top of your head, when you hear $520 million, automatically you think, oh my God, that's a lot of money, right?
that's an insane amount of money.
Right?
I don't think Pat Mahomes is making that much. I think that would probably be the highest contract in sports
No.
history.
Yeah. It's yeah.
No,
But listen. Just stay with me. Bear with me. Stay with
yeah.
me. What do you think the annual value is on $520 million for 15 years? What do you think the annual salary would be on a player
Um,
that makes that much?
I'm an English major in college. I don't. Um, God, that's got to be $50 million? Well, again,
34.
34.
34
I'm not the best.
34 point. No, it's fine, but 34 million a year for Soto.
Yeah, yeah.
Would
That's.
you would you be happy with paying Soto
I mean, if I
34 million?
what I've seen is like I think well, I mean a lot of tweets I've seen are him asking for a little more than 34. So if we can get him for 15,520, this might sound weird, but I think that's a steal, honestly,
Yeah,
because
and
only giving that guy 34 a year, hey, I'll take it.
think of it like this. He's 23 right now. Say like if the Yankees were to offer, you just said more than 34. Even if the Yankees were to offer $550 million, right?
Yeah,
550 over 15 years is 36 million a year.
yeah,
So for instance, Soto is 23 right now, right? So Juan Soto's 23 right now.
yeah,
If the Yankees were to trade for him and offer him this contract, that money wouldn't start kicking in till his year 25-26 season,
Yeah,
right? That's in 2025.
2024.
2025. Yeah. That's when that money will kick in. The Yankees, DJ LeMahieu will be off the books by 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Donaldson will be off the books by 2025. Aaron Hicks and his horrible ass contract will
Thank
be off the
God.
books
Thank
by
God.
2025. So our big time money won't be attached to players not doing anything. Anthony Rizzo's money will be gone by 2025. Giancarlo Stanton, his contract starts going down 2026. 2025 is the last time Giancarlo Stanton is making over 30 million a year. After 2025, Giancarlo Stanton goes down to 29, 26, and 24, with the Marlins still paying majority of his contract.
Yep.
Frankie, and then Frankie, I'm gonna throw this in also. Aaron Judge. Can you see the Yankees offering Aaron Judge an 8-year contract at $308 million?
Yeah, for sure. I could totally see them giving him 308 million. Plus Soto's. Let's just hypothetically, let's say Judge gets a 308 8 years, and then let's say we give Soto the say 10 years, 400 million for Soto, right? I feel like we could definitely pay that. We can definitely pay those too.
No,
Plus,
but absolutely. I same thing. I bring up the Soto. I'm on the check this out. I'm like, yeah, give Soto the 15, 520 to 550,
yeah,
right? Because in that contract, you could put it in that contract that after the 6th year, when he's 29 years old or 28, after the 6th year or the 5th year, he can opt out.
yeah,
Let him opt out.
yeah,
Let him go. Let him go somewhere else.
yeah.
I would be happy with trading for Juan Soto, give him that contract extension with that opt out. That when he's 28 or 29, he's going to opt out. That would mean the Yankees will have Juan Soto for the next 6 seasons with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's a super team and a half right there.
And it's not that expensive.
No, not as expensive as it would be perceived to be. So totally, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat.
And then with the reports that Houston, the Nationals want any team to take back the Patrick Corbin contract. Okay, we'll take back the Patrick Corbin contract. But just like my guy Jason with 161 River Ave said, if we're taking Corbin's contract, the 80 million that he's owed, then you have to take Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks and their 35 million that they're owing. We're still saving you money. We're still saving you half of what you would have spent on Patrick Corbin.
Yeah,
now the Yankees don't have to worry about Donaldson and Hicks money.
Yeah, it's got to get rid of those two. I feel like too. I mean, I would totally throw those two in the Soto deal. So and then salaries. So
and then tell me if I'm crazy or not, right? Tell me if I'm crazy or not. If the Yankees bring back Patrick Corbin, right? If the Yankees bring back Patrick Corbin, if I'm negotiating with the Nationals, cool, we'll take back Patrick Corbin. But if we take back Patrick Corbin, you can't have Volpe or Dominguez because we're taking money from you to help you out.
Yeah.
So it's a situation that we flex our financial muscle, use our money, bring in Patrick Corbin as well, keep Volpe and Dominguez. I'm signing up for that, Frankie. What about you?
Yeah, I'm totally signing up for that. I mean, a flex to the Yankees, to your point, is that we can take on money because we have a lot of it, and I feel like we can use that to an advantage in the deal, like you were saying, to not give up Volpe or Dominguez and take on one of those contracts. We can keep our young guys, and we can, taking that contract would help us keep those young guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was getting at. So hopefully, I would much rather take on a salary dump from either Strasburg or Corbin or someone and have to give up, some of our big guys.
Yeah. If like you said, if we take on the salary dump of Patrick Corbin. Gut out the rest of the minor league system. I don't care. You can have Austin Wells, have the rest of the minor. I do not mind. As long as it's a scenario where we can keep both Dominguez and Volpe for the future. Have Juan Soto opt out at year 29. Let another team pay him whatever he wants. He can leave. I don't mind. And that's when Judge, his contract will be over and he most likely will be retiring.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just thinking of it now. I can't imagine an outfield of Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Jason Dominguez if he reaches potential. Like can you imagine that outfield right now? I can't.
Bro.
I can't imagine that outfield. That
and
real.
And I've said this to you a bunch of times, Frankie, right?
Yeah.
You know, I love the potential of Jason Dominguez, right? Jason Dominguez has the potential. The potential's there. You know, he just needs to be able to put it together. And I think Juan Soto being that, how can I say, being that big brother who's at the major leagues and could look down and be, you could look at him like, all right, cool, I want to be where he's at. Juan Soto being that big brother to Jason Dominguez, I think that would be a match made in heaven. I think that's a perfect setup.
For sure.
Perfect setup. Perfect. But Frankie, it's 12:06. I think we could cut it out. I'm not sure where the guest is at. You know, maybe next time he'll join us.
Yeah.
But tonight we're going against the Baltimore Orioles. Let's preview this tonight.
Big win.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for Gleyber Torres to have 5 home runs tonight? What are you looking for, Frankie?
I'm looking for Gleyber to pad his stats. That's what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
But hey, you know, as much as we have to say that, hey, Baltimore, they don't seem to be horrible anymore. They seem to be like a decent team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the Yankees got to take it. I'm not saying they don't take any games unserious, but I think they got to take the Orioles a little more serious than we have been in past years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to see. I don't want to see a young kid start. I don't want to see them give a young kid a chance. I want to see our guys out there. I want to see our guys play because the Orioles have proved that they're not as much of a joke anymore as we thought. Like they're a solid team. So I want to see Judge playing all 3 games. I want to see Stanton playing all 3 games, and I want to see Rizzo playing all 3 games. I want to see our stars out there because this is a team that can beat us. This is a team that can win 2 or 3 games. I really think they are. Mm-hmm. So I want to see our stars playing, and I don't want to see any. I don't want to see anyone coming back. I don't want to see Herman. I want to see Yankees baseball like we're playing a good team because honestly, I think we are.
Yeah.
So I want to see us going out there like we're playing Boston.
Yeah, the days of the Baltimore Orioles being the doormat of the AL East and of the American League, it's over. Yeah, and Gleyber Torres, because Gleyber hit like 18 home runs that one season against Baltimore only.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah, but tonight we got Jameson Taillon going tonight. He's 10-2, 3.86 ERA, and 100 and a third of an innings. He's given up 101 hits, 82 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 14 home runs. Right. Tyler Wells is going for the Baltimore Orioles. He is 7-5 with a 3.38 ERA.
Like, see, so they got a good pitcher. They got a good pitcher against us. I mean, we can't go lightly.
They got Anthony Santar there, who's leading their team with 15 home runs. Trey Mancini is leading their team with a 277 batting average. And Ryan Mountcastle is the RBI king for that team. He has 46 ribbies. So Baltimore's pitching is better. Their hitting is not up to par, but their pitching is better. And they're in baseball, that's what you need to win games is pitching.
Yeah, their defense has been good. They've got our guy Ruben Odor playing second base. Oh, he's always fun to watch. So
yeah, I'll definitely take Odor over Joey Gallo any day.
Yeah, I would take Odor in right field over.
Yeah, at least Odor had some big hits for us last year. Yeah. That's one thing I'd say about Ruben.
I think Gallo had one big hit in his pretty much full year now as a Yankee.
Yeah,
He had one big home run that hit the top of the fence and went out.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the score? What do you think the score is going to be for tonight?
I'm gonna say Yankees are gonna win. It's gonna be 5-3 Yankees. We're gonna get a 3-run shot from Judge and a 2-run single from Trevino. And then Ryan Mountcastle is going to hit a 3-run home run off of Jameson Taillon in the 4th inning.
Okay, I'm thinking Taillon's going to have a rough night. I think he's going to give up 4 runs. I could see us beating the Orioles 6-4.
All
right. So locking those predictions. Hopefully they do come true. Yep. And if we had some imaginary money, me and Frankie would be some millionaires right now.
Millionaire, baby. All right.
Frankie, bro. Thank you so much. I'll see you during the week. Let me know if you're down for oh wait, it's the weekend. I see you on Monday. Yeah. I see. Later. You guys out there, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's your guy Project Nerd HQ. Make sure you tune into the Nights of Degen on YouTube, on Twitter, KOD Media on Twitter, Yanks Morning Brew on Twitter, Project Nerd HQ on Instagram. Make sure you follow my guy Frankie, the Joey Gallo Stan on Twitter as well. This is your guy, Project Nerd HQ, and I'm out. Peace.
The morning